Well, this morning we're working our way through a Chambers Gorge. So we did a little bit of a drive around last night, and more than anything, the most prominent rock that we've run across is this fella over here, and we thought, well, why not park here? So last night we put the Starlink on. That was a bit amusing. Wasn't funny, but it was amusing. One of the things you have to do is wave your phone around in the air to pick up all the signals, and it's pitch black. I mean, last night when you're out here, there's no light, nothing, and there I am with my phone and end up dizzy and fell over. Ended up landing on here, which has now been a bit beat up, and ended up plonking my head on something here, which was quite not very helpful. So had a bit of I've got a little bit of a sore leg, but anyhow, that's one of those. Okay, so beautiful gums, just glorious colour. Says there's a 25% chance that we might get a bit of rain, and looking over there, but the actual weather when I'm looking for is actually over here, coming this way, which is you'd expect normal. So we'll just have to see. We've organised a couple of toilets and porta potties. That's in the on a blanket there. Okay, if you want to use it during the day. And the other one with a razor seat is actually for we're off the bush and number twos. And we've got a paper bag, shopping bag, do all our business, and then I go over and find a suitable spot to dig a hole 300 or 400 mil deep, and then we just drop that into there, put a bit of metho on it, burn up all the paper and everything else like that, and that's our good citizen award of the day. Okay, yesterday I have not had a puncture with Cooper tyres for 5 or 6 years, and the back right here ended up with a puncture. It was a pig. The location where I got the puncture, it went pretty quickly, and the end result was that I spent 2.5 hours actually trying to get my puncture kit to work. Twice I got it almost in and drove maybe half a k, and it has spit it out. And what I discovered, which I was unaware of, was that the set that I had, which was an ARB kit, is only about 70 mil deep, which you would have thought would be heaps long enough, and yet in my case it wasn't. So I then tried to jack up the car, and I was going to change the tyre, but because the lean was on one side, I thought, okay, my jack's not high enough, so I'll put a couple of blocks of wood underneath the tyre and lift that up. But of course I tried to use the chassis rail to actually lift it up, not the actual arm which holds the independent suspension. So today or tomorrow we'll be buying a high lift jack, strong enough but small enough to fit somewhere in the car, so just in case. So yeah, we were very fortunate. We had a couple of farmers. We were opposite. They'd gone past us a couple of times. I wasn't even aware of that, and basically they came through, and he said, oh no mate, he said, you need a high lift jack. Then he said, you got a puncture kit? And I said, yeah, I have. Oh, give it here. And he goes, hang on, I'll get mine. And his was at least 25 to 30 mil longer, and that made all the difference. He was a huge man, twice my size, and just pushed in where I could not. I was using a pinch bar and all my strength, and the amazing part was that this is a good spot to show it. Where the actual puncture was right in the middle of one of those lugs. Go figure. And it was just right into there, and those lugs are hard. Okay, so That was yesterday. It was one of those. Okay, we've got a stockyard up here, so we'll have a look. There are tracks all over the place, and you can see here ours where we went around. I guess to add to note, we're doing about 70 kilometers an hour on this dirt road and just managed to pick up one rock amongst the millions that are out there. So it's very much a problem. It's more or less like one of those. Could you imagine driving over that? It'd be like a knife. Okay, so yesteryear this was would have been used as a corral of sorts for the sheep. Interesting enough, there's quite a few sheep up here, and they have black faces, and we've seen several with black faces and the normal sheep colour the rest, and then we saw one sheep totally black. So love the poles, just love these. You can just see the rails through here. Get a bit of sunlight, I'll drag out the large format camera and take a picture, because I think it's I just love this sort of shape and through here. And this is actually white ant tracks through here, by the way, and so they've been working very thoroughly, and you can see each of these have had a hammering. That one over there, boy oh boy, it's got tracks everywhere, and you can just see them straight up here, straight through up to there. So there's probably not much left in actual fact. You go through and you pick up, and you can just see the white ants. So quite incredible. So long range shot back to where our camp is, and we're nice and level. And one of the biggest problems I've had with the Ulti forever has been getting it dead level, and of all things I discovered that the level bubble on the front bar is not accurate. It's about quarter out at least, so you have to take it out and adjust it and re-glue it in the right position. And I've been using that, you know, like this is it, this is how it's got to be. And I finally decided that I would use the just the top rail of the fiberglass, both sides and across, and you can see they're all level. Go back and have a look, and the level bubble's about a third to a half out. All right, so you can just see the cleared ground where they would have had I don't know what they would have had to eat here. There's not much. It's pretty blinking dry. So this is possibly an opening or an entrance, and then these are more of the posts and rails. So they're rippers, just amazing. In the middle of nowhere, just the sort of shot that you would actually go through and think, wow, have a look at that. And then with that background, so more than likely I'll do one from where I was initially, where there's a little short corral area probably for lambs, and then from here, and then we've got the vista across. At the moment the light's pretty average, so if I was only here for 10 minutes you'd drag the camera out, but you virtually, it's going to be a dull flat shot. So you set a date on a page, but on that page it doesn't actually say sunny weather, rainy, you don't know. And so that's very much how that works out. So Mount Chambers, Wadna, Yalda, Chambers Gorge is a place of great cultural significance to and that name is long. Unfortunately there was a map, and it's quite remarkable. several dreaming tracks. How the purple-back wren threw a boomerang wadner at the northern end of the mountain, creating a fracture. Not satisfied with the result, he threw it again, making a more complete fracture through the mountain. Cut right through the mountain and circled back, spinning to form the knob at the top of the mountain, which I guess is that one there. So pretty amazing. Just really lovely. I love the gums out here. I don't know how they, you know, obviously there's water channels through here, so that's just where people come and go. So interesting. Very still. Beautiful still. Couple of birds. Oh yes, I see it. Parrots. Beautiful. Just up there, I don't know whether this will pick it up. Just sitting up there having a look. More or less saying, what are you guys doing here? Yeah. You just hear the sound. It's beautiful. From where we are, it's about 1.6 kilometers to the indigenous rock art. I can hear him, but boy, I can't see him. Trying hard. Beautiful. Just lovely up there. Might be in a nest. There's a couple of holes in the actual gum. Lovely. Last time I was here, I took a shot on the flat where it was just literally, now I don't know how that works, but we've got a great big hunk of wire way up here just hanging off the gum. Apparently when it rains here in their wet season, I guess, it teems, and you can actually see that. It's beautiful. Just through there. There we go. Yesterday the wind was 25 to 30 kilometers an hour. So laying underneath the patrol with my glasses on, and still I was getting grit into my eyes. So this morning there's just truckloads I pulled out of my eyes. It wasn't very nice at all. But I sort of wasn't too bad. I thought that any rain, if we did have it, is actually on an incline across this way, and then we'd actually go into this. And so basically I parked behind this small indent in the actual sand, and you can imagine any water just going to come across here. Here's one, here's another one just through there, none that side, so just across here, all heading along and through. And because we're high, it won't take much to actually just go across and out if we did get super duper amount of rain, but I don't think that will be the case. More shaped gums here. See a couple of birds a long way off, and interesting enough, this looks like it had a bit of a carving in it. Someone's put some stuff in there. That's certainly not man-made. So someone's decided they put a little eye through there like that. Really interesting what people do. Okay, don't have to worry too much about snakes today. You'd see them easily because they'd have a coat on. So there's a bit of a lot over here heading our way, so we'll just see. I'll do a bit of a walk around. I like there were a couple of campers last night that were parked right at the base of the actual cliff tops, which didn't look too safe to me, but then again, you never know. And then across over here, here's one waterway, and there's another waterway right over at the base of the cliff over there. And so this morning these guys come through there and they were moving pretty slowly. They were big vans, much larger than ours. I could just see that through there. Just the fact that you can see all the way through. And then we'll have a look at the level bubble, and I think I'll lob in for a cup of coffee. Okay, and so here's our proper level, and you can see how far. There's our centre. So it's well over half out off of this, and yet this is dead flat. So whether this is actually built up a bit and not quite level, I don't know. Alright, fridge. Okay, -3, -19. That's the car battery that actually the fuse went on. And so that's okay. And there's the GoPro batteries being charged. They're all, both of those are charged. Not doing that much with that. And there we go.